is the I Am Rapaport Stereo Podcast. Live.
You down with Rapaport? Yes, I am. 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 You better tune in, IamRapaport.com. Cause every single podcast, you know he drops bombs. I seen him on set, a seasoned vet with true talent. Catch him on his way to CrossFit, rocking the New Balance. He asked me to do the track cause he know I rhyme elite. But I'm just waiting for the Robert De Niro line of the week. Breakfast of Champions, hosted bagel, cream cheese and lox. This is I Am Rapaport, the show never stops. You might catch him out in public, stretching his knees. But if you don't listen to the show, yo, wig up please. Wig up please. This is the
I Am Rapaport Podcast.
All right, this is Michael Rapaport, and you're listening to the I Am Rapaport Podcast. My guests today are two friends of mine, and these guys are two friends, Tal Ronnen and Toby Morse. Toby Morse, who's known from the group H2O, a hardcore punk band, and Tal Ronnen, who you might not know, but you might have tasted before. Wait a minute. Tal Ronnen is a chef, a vegan chef, a vegetarian chef. You could correct me because you know that I'm not vegan and vegetarian, but I support the vegans and vegetarians, but
Yes,
I
you
also
do.
have problems, and I question you. Stop looking at your phone, Toby.
I'm not just okay.
Okay, stop looking at your phone. You two guys met. How did you meet?
19.
You guys met on like the vegetarian circuit. Can you talk into the mic a little? Like,
Yeah,
you guys met on like there's a vegetarian circuit. There's like a vegetarian Illuminati circuit. You guys met on, right?
Were you vegetarian back then? Yeah, like
88.
Yeah, I think it was 91.
Oh shit! You guys met then.
92. He was a roadie, man. He
sick
wasn't
of
the
it all, yeah.
he wasn't the rock star that
Sick
he
of It All,
is.
one of my favorite hardcore bands, as everyone knows.
Yep. And I didn't have enough money
For a shirt.
for a T-shirt. He was selling shirts.
I was a merch guy.
and he gave me a shirt for like $5. I still have it.
I didn't know that. I thought you guys met later, like in LA.
And then I ran into him at Veggie Grill, and that's where we.
Oh, you reconnected.
yeah, it's
like
so-
out here.
Small world, yeah,
All right. So
Everyone ended up out here.
yeah.
So you were a fan of the group H2O and a
And-
hardcore fan.
Big time.
All right. So since I am Michael Rapaport and I say hardcore, I'm gonna explain hard. Like for me, because I didn't know what hardcore was until I met you, Toby. Like
Yeah,
I didn't know
I
what
know.
I just knew hardcore hip hop.
You
like
were into the
MOP.
hardcore porn, is what.
Of course, we don't need to get into that.
I
But
took you
yes,
to the
when you
Bad
say
Brain show.
usually when you see hardcore with me, it's hardcore porn.
Exactly.
It's leather. It's whips. It's chains. It's like
Big dildos, black dildos.
for me. These are like the
Especially,
in my
yeah.
movies that I act in, my hardcore porns that I'm in. I like to be pinned down.
But I remember taking Mike to see the Bad Brains, his first hardcore show, the House of Blues, and he was bugging on the people diving, and it wasn't even because
right.
this House of Blues is a barricade, but kids were going off, and he was like, "What the hell is going on here?"
Yeah, that shit's like some professional football shit. It's like
Yeah.
rugby shit. So Toby, me and you met.
I know. How, yes.
Give us. I don't like to be too like in story, but it is a good story because I don't like like we're good friends and
Well-
everybody else is on the outskirts of our good friendness.
I met Mike jaywalking actually across the street to go to the Henry Fonda Theater. We were both going to a show, and it's kind of embarrassing to say that it was Pussycat Dolls, but it was.
I thought it was LL Cool J.
It said Pussycat Dolls on the.
I thought it was Coldplay.
No, I wish it was Pussycat Dolls. It was on the marquee. It was some sort of special event.
But it was like
you,
Pussycat Dolls and LL.
you can
Cool
say
J.
LL if you want to make it sound
Make
like
it
it's
sound
more
like I'm-
street.
yeah.
Anyway, we across the street and we both get jaywalking tickets, and I'm being cool about it, and you're like yelling at the police about it, and you're like basically saying you're not having it. We don't get jaywalking tickets.
And then
or whatever.
somehow you took your fucking clothes off and you showed me your true
No,
romance. Like
no.
you got naked in the street, right? And you took your clothes
No,
off. And
I
you showed
told
me.
him I was a fan of
I
True
believe
Romance,
that.
and then I ran.
And then you took your clothes off.
No,
And then you took.
that
you
was
should-
later, and then I started running into you at clubs, and then I ran into you at Brooklyn Projects, and that's
Right.
where the friendship blossomed into bromance.
All right, so
True bromance.
The true bromance. So Toby's a big fan of the movie True Romance. He actually thinks that he's Clarence Worley and that Christian Slater based his part and that Quentin Tarantino based it on Toby and his
It's
wife's
the
movie.
truth.
This motherfucker thinks, and when I hang out with him and his wife, they think that they're in the fucking movie. Like I'm Dick Ritchie and like this fucking guy. Do you think you're Christian Slater or Clarence? Clarence, right? You
Clarence,
actually
yeah.
think.
Clarence
So when we're all together, because him and his wife, they definitely have a true romance.
vibe,
They have a true romance vibe. We're actually.
but it's not. It wasn't real life. It's a movie. I know.
No, but you say that now, but that's like after like years of therapy. Like you're like you come to terms with it. And so Tal, and what's your deal? Like explain, Tal. These two fucking guys are like really like yin and yang of vegetarianism because Toby is like probably the most positive, upbeat. I've never seen him totally. I'm waiting for the fucking like the Florida drop, but this guy is super fucking positive. He's the PMA king of Los Angeles, New York,
He
and
is.
Baltimore. I don't know who's the king in Chicago. Are you the PMA king in Chicago?
I don't think so. CM Punk.
CM Punk is the PMA
Yes.
king. Positive mental attitude.
Yes.
I am the opposite. I'm the FML king, the FML fuck my life king. And Tal seems to teeter on both.
I'm leaning your way a little bit. Yeah.
But so how did you? So you guys met on the Vegetarian Illuminati circuit.
The hardcore tip first.
The hardcore
In the New
So-
York hardcore scene.
Yeah.
But so Tal, so like let's keep it real. Like, he's gonna be shy about this. So you're the fucking vegetarian chef king. Like Tal is like the
Tal's very humble.
He's very humble. So we're gonna brag about Tal.
Yes.
As far as like this motherfucker invented soy. Okay. He invented Diet Coke. He invented almond milk, and now he has a very successful, very, very high-end, very successful restaurant in Los Angeles, which is not your first restaurant, called Crossroads. And I'll just break it down. What Crossroads is like, it's not like your typical...
He invented soy.
He invented soy. You know fucking edamame? Tal invented that shit.
Yes, he did.
Okay? Almond milk, low-fat cheese, he invented that. Like, he invented Diet Coke. This
He has
motherfucker...
a company called Kite Hill Cheese.
Kaigo cheese.
Kite Hill.
Kai what?
Kite Hill.
Kite Hill. And that...
Blow your mind.
Okay, so your cheese... Break it down. Give me the short. Because I don't want to fucking talk for you, Tal. Break it down, your vegetarian prowess.
All right.
Besides inventing soy.
Besides inventing soy, the biggest project for me right now is Crossroads. Like you said.
Which is what?
It's just a restaurant where you can eat whether you're a vegan, vegetarian, meat eater. Anybody has a good meal there. Doesn't matter what your background is. I'd probably say 90% or more of our guests are non-vegans.
Really?
We have a huge, amazing bar program.
That's the thing that kind of separates it because you serve drinks, right?
Absolutely. I'm not like this guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Meaning that
Thanks,
this
man.
motherfucker, Toby, only thing he ever has drinking in his life is water. He's
That's
tried.
why he named his band H2O.
Exactly.
Right.
Pure, yeah.
This motherfucker is pure, drugless, fucking weedless,
Yeah.
alcoholless.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, ever had
Higher
Gatorade?
life, man,
Have you ever
higher
had a Gatorade?
Yeah, that's all right, though.
Yeah, like a Pepsi.
never tried
once
Red
in a
Bull,
while
none of
he'll
that
have a
stuff.
Pepsi, right?
Once in a while.
Coke.
Coke.
Yeah. Coke in
But-
a glass bottle.
But let me tell. I'll explain it because Tal's being very humble. Crossroads, it's not like just going to a vegetarian. Like, oh, you're there, you're eating grass, you're sitting on the floor, and you're
It's not hippie. It's not like that.
hippie. It's like you're going to a regular restaurant, like a sort of a fancy dinner.
It looks like a steakhouse on the Upper West Side.
It looks like a steakhouse on the Upper West Side.
What I like about Tal and the way he is vegan, but I like the way he carries himself. I like that he also drinks. I like that he's not like super hippie about it because sometimes that scares people away. He's not trying to scare people. He's trying to open arms, welcome people to try his food, regardless if it's vegan or not. Because sometimes vegan can be taken as a 4-letter word that scares people.
What is the 4-letter word?
Vegan. People get
I thought
scared
it's
of that
5-letter words.
No, but people get. Oh yeah.
The fucking
Oh, yeah.
Toby.
I'll tell you.
You know what I'm saying though.
I'll tell you
You
what,
got to
mo-
fix it. No,
You gotta-
like shit. Do you mean like?
Most people think when
You're
they
gonna say
go to a
plant-based.
vegan restaurant, it's like they either lost a bet or they're being punished, right?
Right.
Yes.
So at Crossroads, it's the opposite.
You
Good-
want it to be for everybody.
Right, good food, good cocktails. There's not going to be a loud juicer going on in the background. The place isn't going to smell like wheatgrass
Or patchouli.
or patchouli.
Those are the stereotypes of veganism.
Yeah, no bamboo
Yeah, hippie
floors,
stuff.
no lime green awnings.
No slow service. We've experienced that in some restaurants.
Oh, why is there slow service at vegan restaurants? Because they're like
Everybody's
fucking.
so chill. I don't know.
Is it because they're pacing, or is it because
Because
they're
they don't
like?
hire enough East Coasters.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't think it's a vegan
That's a
thing? You
good
think it's a
point.
West Coast vegetarian restaurant thing?
I'm not going to diss LA, but
Don't say
it's-
anything.
It's all right. It's
He's saying the people he worked with back east had a way more.
way better work ethic.
Okay, now so let me ask you a question. At Crossroads, what's your most non-vegetarian? No, what's your most vegetarian, non-vegetarian meal? Like, what's the thing that like most people trip out off of at the restaurant that like regular meat eaters like myself? Because let's get it clear. Michael Rapaport, the host of the I Am Rapaport podcast, I eat fucking steaks, I eat fucking burgers, I eat swine.
But you're very open-minded.
I'm very open-minded, and I love vegetarian food, but I just can't. The lifestyle's too. I need prosciutto. I need to have a ham and cheese sandwich. I need that
Little
shit.
piggies.
I need to fucking
oink.
see the pig, chop the motherfucker's head off, eat the motherfucker. That's just me.
I'd love to see you do that. Everyone
I
says
wouldn't
they
do
can
it.
do it. Everyone says they
love
can
to see
do
you
it.
do that.
I
But
wouldn't
at
do
the
it.
end of the day,
No.
you pay someone else to
I
do
wouldn't
it.
do it. Because I am scared to kill bugs. I am
I'm saying.
scared.
I like to see a hunter
It's
chase down
it's
a
like
deer.
your dog.
tackle
You
it.
wouldn't shave your dog until a
Here's the
little
deal.
prosciutto,
You
right?
think that
No, I wouldn't shave fucking Wheezy. There's no dog here. You mean
Can I
if
say
we were
one
at my
thing?
house and we weren't at like a professional studio?
Right, I'm saying I met your dog before.
You met my dog before. We're not at we're at a studio, professional studio
Absolutely.
right now,
But
right?
do you- but do you
like a
think-
living room studio.
do you-
Yeah, it's like it feels like a living room, but it's not my house.
It's really
You think,
cozy.
you think if they took away guns from hunters, they could chase down a deer in the wilderness and break its neck, kill it, eat it all by themselves?
Nah, they'd never catch
They would never
him.
do
Okay,
that.
but here's my big question, and you guys feel. Let's jump into this. I always say, you said hunters with no rifles. Hunters with no rifles. Back in the days, motherfuckers were chasing down deer. They were chasing down pigs. They were chasing down chickens, and they were eating them. Correct or not
But
correct?
before that, you know what? You couldn't go up to a cow, right? Take a bite out of a cow and digest it. There's no way. You don't have the
True.
teeth for it.
That's true.
True carnivores, and I'm not saying you shouldn't or can't eat meat.
Right.
But true carnivores have teeth that rip, right?
Right.
Their digestive system is only about half a foot, so the meat goes into their body and out of their body. Not to be gross, your digestive system could wrap around this studio house.
Yes, my intestines.
Yeah, probably 6 times.
Mine probably 6.5, but that's personal.
6
I don't
and a
wanna
half.
get the-
So
I digress.
That's how that takes 3 months for that shit to go through your body.
Meat?
Meat. 3 months just decaying, rotting in your intestines. While a carnivore, it's in and
You're
out.
fucking grossing me out, man.
It's true. It's absolutely true.
So it's carnivore
some
meaning
knowledge.
what? Carnivore meaning meat eater.
Yeah, carnivore meaning an animal that only eats meat, like a tiger or a lion. It's a different setup than humans. Before we were hunters, we were gatherers. You have to cook meat to eat it, right?
Yes.
Well, before that, before they discovered fire, they were gathering berries and fruits and vegetables. Then they got smart, right? They started, creating fire and other things. But to me, it's not about that. You can eat anything you want. I want to let people know that they have an alternative if they choose to do so.
Right.
And it tastes good, and it's not dry. It's just there's been so many attempts at vegan food that kind of scare people. I think the way it's presented, the presentation is a big part of it too, and that as restaurants
Yeah,
presented.
the restorations, the restaurant
The
crossroads is
restoration.
regular.
I mean,
The restoration was good.
There's like an old couple lives in the neighborhood, and they support all the neighborhood stuff, and they went to this restaurant. I don't know for 2 weeks until they found out it was even vegan. Didn't even know.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
they said, "Can we have some Parmesan to the server for the pappardelle?" And she said, "Parmesan," and they said, "Yeah, wouldn't that be great? Let me ask the chef." So I came out, and they said they were worried because the guy in the white coat's out on the floor, and they think they did something. And I said, "Can I help you guys?" I said, "We just wanted some Parmesan." I said, "Well, we're a vegan restaurant because." The servers aren't allowed to use the word vegan because it just scares people away.
Oh, okay.
And they said, "Really?" And I said, "You guys want some Parmesan?" They said, "Yeah, don't you think it'd be good?" I said, "Yeah, it probably would, but we don't have it. We're a vegan restaurant."
Now,
and they were so happy that they ate there 2 nights in a row and didn't know that, had a good meal because they usually don't eat healthy. They don't eat vegan.
Now, let me ask you a question. Explain real quick, Toby or Tal. What is the difference between vegetarian and vegan? Because I get confused all the time. So if you're vegetarian, what's the basics?
And vegetarian, you just don't eat meat, fish, and you can eat dairy. People eat eggs, they eat pizza, they drink milk, or they have milk in their cereal. But vegan is no dairy, nothing, no animals whatsoever.
And are you vegan?
Yes.
Have you always been vegan?
1988, I stopped eating meat
Because of what?
because of a song by Gorilla Biscuits called "Cats and Dogs." It was the first hardcore song talking about animal rights. That inspired both of us, actually.
Yep.
In band from Queens, New York.
Say the song again.
Cats and Dogs.
Cue cats and dogs. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool.
And so I became a vegetarian, and then part of my vegetarianism, I became vegan for about 9 years, and then my wife was vegan for like 16 years, and then I fell off for a little while, became vegetarian. Now I've been vegan since Max, my son, was born, like a year after, so almost 9 years again.
And
vegan.
your son is vegetarian.
Son is vegetarian.
Never
Never had
had a
meat
piece of
ever.
meat.
Ever.
So you have procreated with your vegetarian sperm a vegetarian son.
Yes. Who's
There it
so
is.
healthy.
He's fucking healthy.
But you think about the second most populated country in the world is India.
Yeah.
Vegetarians.
The whole country?
not the whole
culturally?
country, but largely Hinduism means you don't eat meat.
The cow is sacred there. Walks around
it's,
sacred.
It's not something new from Queens that happened in the last 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
This has been for centuries.
yeah. We just get into I get into
But
it
why'd
too
you bring
hardcore.
up that it's the second most populated country? Because are you saying
'cause-
that vegetarian sperm is more potent than carnivore sperm? Are you saying that right now, Tal Ronnen? Are you guys
it
saying that
could be.
vegetarian sperm
All
is
I'm
more
saying-
thought of it
potent?
that way, but
Let me tell you
maybe
this
it could
though.
be.
When I tried to make my son, I did it once and I made my son.
So you're saying you're
I got
your
straight edge
sperm
super
game-
sperm. Straight edge super sperm.
straight edge.
Let's just say meat.
That's a drop right. That should be your song. Straight edge super
Meat
sperm.
clogs all your arteries, right?
Yes. That's an artery. It's one of the biggest ones in your body. Unless you have a small one, but who knows, you know.
Yeah.
Whoa! Wait, what?
No, you're on the same.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know what we're talking
So are you
about.
saying? Wait, no, I'm confused. Are you saying my sperm is less than your sperm?
Nope.
And because I'm. What
You
the
asked a
fuck?
question. You asked a question.
But you just
procreate-
kicked some shit right there.
I've never procreated, so
Yeah.
that's your department.
It take you a couple of times to try to make a
Nah,
baby?
my sperm game is
Okay, all right,
Yo,
all right, cool.
my son Julian, who's tall, thin. I don't even think I had sex that night. I think we were just
Okay.
talking. Like, my shit is
Yeah, right.
yo. And Maceo, who's 12, who's a house. Like I think we like made out and that fucking kid
And then
came.
it
So
happened.
I'm like my shit is no joke. Okay, and you know who knows what kind of chemicals they have in them, but those are big kids.
Yeah.
All right. So
One more thing about Crossroads, I like is the fact you could take friends there who aren't vegetarian and they enjoy it. They get a chicken palm, they get bolognese, they can get a beer.
Yes.
They can have a salad. They can have a dessert. Like it's just good food regardless if it's vegan or not.
And here I know you're not gonna go into this tall, but Crossroads. Did you imagine that it would become such a hot spot? Because it's in Los Angeles, the location is great. But did you imagine, like for me, like all kinds of I'm gonna say it, motherfuckers show up there, celebrities.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna name names, Jigga Man. Rappers show up there. I've seen fucking on TMZ. I don't
A
watch
lot of
it.
the
I've
hip-hop
heard
community, yeah.
Nas,
rappers,
Rihanna.
Yeah.
athletes, celebrities. Do you find that most of these people, you know, let's say, you know, I don't know, Katy Perry, maybe she showed up there a couple of times, you know, but like people like
Nas.
that, Nas, you know, I'm not saying any names, but you know, Common, you know, a lot of rappers, you know, an eclectic group of people. Did you imagine that it would become like that successful and like that sort of like use the word hot? Or like, did you know that the public was so vegan, vegetarian friendly and proactive? Because like I didn't know that these kinds of motherfuckers were even interested in this kind of food. Do you know what I'm saying?
His good friend
think,
goes there all the
I
time,
think
too,
at the
Sally.
end of the day, everybody is, and so I'm never surprised when anybody comes in anymore. After we had, you know, ex-presidents and, you know,
Is
people
Bill
from-
Clinton a vegetarian now?
Yeah.
He's gone on the record as saying that, right?
absolutely.
Is Hillary?
No, I don't think so.
That's why Bill's looking good, and Hillary. You know what?
He
Before
looks
she
so-
runs,
he looks so
I saw
good.
on this documentary. You forced down my throat, but I really like the cowspiracy. Motherfucking dollar bill Clinton. He's looking good.
He looks amazing.
My advice for Hillary, if she's going to run for president, I say she goes vegetarian. She looks a little bloated. That's just my opinion.
That'd be great.
That's the opinion of the I Am Rapaport show. I'm saying she could probably use, you know, before she runs, she could do that. Now, let me ask you a question. I know you're not going to name names or anything like this, but name one person that you were like, I can't believe, because you've served food, vegetarian food, for a cast of people. But
Dalai Lama.
I'm not going to drop names. The biggest surprise for me
Talking to the mic.
is non-vegetarian chefs that come in there and really enjoy it. That's the greatest compliment to me. Or a regular Joe that got dragged in there by his wife, didn't want to be there, and this happens every night, every week. They become our biggest fans. The hardcore meat eaters that went there kicking and screaming because they wanted to go to Mastro's or Morton's or somewhere, and now they come back, you know, once a week, and they brag to their friends. They bring them in. You see these big guys eating at the bar even.
now, let me ask you a question. Is there here's a misconception. You could break this down. If you become a vegetarian or let's just say vegetarian, not vegan, that's too fucking hardcore for the layman. The thousands and thousands and thousands of people that are listening to this show right now. There's thousands of people listening, okay? And they're all
Millions.
different. I mean, not millions
Thousands,
yet, but
come
it's
on.
hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people are listening to the I Am Rapaport podcast right now, okay?
Yes.
Don't look at me like I'm fucking crazy. A lot of people are listening right now. Is it now? When I think of vegetarianism, I think of if you become a vegetarian, you're going to get skinny. Fact or not fact?
Not fact.
It depends what you eat.
Because
Do you know what I'm saying?
because
Like,
there's a lot of
that's
junk
not
food-
just a diet,
There's
right?
a lot of junk food vegetarians. I
Like
know.
what?
There's people that just eat tons of cheese or all the junk you can eat that has
Look at all the friends we grew up with.
Totally.
Right? They're probably twice your size, losing their hair.
I know.
They just don't look good. They don't look healthy.
I love to see
There's
people from-
There's
yeah.
definitely a correlation between the way you eat and the way you look, your skin, your hair, and
But his question. I mean, there are overweight vegetarians because they're not doing.
yeah, they
they're
eat
eating
bullshit food and
they're
they don't
eating
work
junk.
out.
What about bread?
I love bread.
He loves bread.
Now,
I love gluten. I love pasta. I love all
That's
that.
what I love about him.
I
He's
love
not into-
bagels.
He's not into all that.
fuck. Of course, you're Jewish, right?
course, absolutely.
Yeah,
You fucking
he's not-
all
he's-
do
he's-
everything up in
what
this
I love about
motherfucker.
Tom-
What? Hold on, we're doing the Jew shit right now.
Yeah,
Of course he loves
absolutely.
it. But you don't get to have bagel, cream cheese, and lox.
I don't have lox. I'm working on that, but I make my own cream cheese.
So you're working on developing a lox.
No, I'm working on developing a cream cheese. It's going to launch with Whole Foods this February.
Oh shit.
Damn, he's dropping knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
Now-
all made from almond milk, cultured almond milk.
I want to fuck with that, and I have a palate for it. I have a New York Jew
Get your
palate for
samples
it.
next week.
And he makes his own bagels. I had your bagels.
Yep.
I mean, I had his bagels. He makes bagels.
Now, when you're making bagels, they're vegan.
All bagels are vegan. The only bagel at a bagel shop that's not vegan is the egg yolk bagel that looks yellow.
Okay.
Oh,
All
wow, I
the
didn't
other
know that.
ones,
I didn't
your
know that.
Bialys, your everything bagels, like those are all naturally vegan.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Toby. You're allowed.
Is there something that
I love that you keep raising your hand like we're in class.
Do you miss pizza sometimes? Real pizza or no?
I miss a New York.
Me too. I have to say that too.
Yeah.
I miss pizza sometimes.
So you're not allowed to eat. You're not allowed to go.
I can do whatever I want,
I know. Okay, I know you can.
but
But
the one thing I missed, the last piece of pizza I had was, I don't know, 9 or 10 years ago at Mulberry Street here, a slice.
so wait. When you have pizza, because sometimes you'll say, "This pizza is a vegetarian." Like, what's in a normal slice of pizza?
It's Dia cheese. It's fake cheese.
in your pizza.
Yeah, I have now. But I used to love New York slices, obviously.
But wait, so because you're vegan, you can't have the cheese?
Yes.
That is a fucking sacrifice.
But
It
that's
is.
the one thing we disagree on. I won't eat something just because it's a status quo. If it doesn't taste good, even though there's an option for it, I won't eat it.
So you
But
don't
I do like the Dia cheese pizza. I like it.
Yeah.
Now here's something I always break your balls about, Toby. You'll say, I had some faking, what do you call it? Faking bacon. Right? Or you'll say, come over for Thanksgiving. We're having fake turkey. And I'm like, motherfucker, I'm not coming over to your house for fucking fake turkey. If I'm going to eat turkey, I'm going to eat real turkey.
But you can bring your own. My mom brings her
I'm
own.
not bringing my own fucking turkey. What am I going to put it in a bag like a
My
fucking?
mom does.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm not bringing a
I
knapsack
know.
full of turkey. So because I'm being the average fucking regular meat eater. So like, why eat fake bacon when a motherfucker could eat real bacon?
All that is transitional foods.
It's transition. It's not hurting
people.
animals.
It's for people who don't want to cook their own quinoa and grains and whole foods like their ancestors did. Think about how people got protein from. If you're Mexican,
But
it
wait,
was
what do you
black
mean
beans.
transitional though?
It's something that's familiar. Something that's familiar to a Western diet.
To
It's
get you into the vegetarian Illuminati club.
to get you over
That's
the
what this
hill.
whole fucking thing is, right?
No, it's to help you lead a healthier lifestyle and not fucking
is.
pop pills for everything. You know, right now you go to a doctor because you got high cholesterol. Bam, here's a prescription for Lipitor or something to reduce your cholesterol. When they can easily say, okay, why don't you cut out some animal ingredients out of your diet, whether it's dairy or see how you can lower your cholesterol that way.
I got my
It's all about
cholesterol.
money,
my
man.
cholesterol is a little high. I'm going to be honest.
Is it?
It's a little high. It's
Well,
not
it's-
scary high.
it's-
So if I was to say tall, just as an eater, forget medicine. If I was to say, and you know how I eat everything.
Yeah.
You know, what would you say cut out? What would be the main thing for me to cut out?
I would reduce your meat consumption. I would reduce your dairy consumption.
Okay.
Those are packed with cholesterol, especially dairy products.
And you, Toby, how's your fucking cholesterol level?
Great. My shit's perfect. Not for nothing, not to brag. Every time I go to the doctor for the past 5 years, she tells me I'm healthy as H and you a girl. Straight up.
Why a girl?
I don't know. Because I don't know. I'm sensitive.
I mean, that's like insult. Like, why not like you're healthy?
I don't
It's
know.
like-
he's-
I don't know.
he's just saying that he's healthy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
My
Like
shit-
you
my shit's
menstruate-
always on point.
here's a crazy fact: in a vegan diet, the only cholesterol that's in a vegan diet is what your body produces. All other cholesterol comes from animal ingredients.
100%.
Wait,
That's
say that again. The only cholesterol in a vegan diet is what
Your own body produces.
which is natural
Right.
cholesterol,
Yeah, right.
which
All
is
you need.
safe cholesterol.
Safe cholesterol. All other cholesterol
from
comes
animals.
from animal ingredients. So you've eaten at Crossroads, right? It's
Yes.
pretty hearty food.
Yes.
It's
Shit
filling.
is hearty.
After all of that, you've consumed zero cholesterol.
And that would be more on the richer vegetarian menu, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. What else do you want? I know, Toby, you want to fucking kick some more vegetarian shit. Have you ever had, let me just ask you this, have you ever tasted a fucking, like a root beer? Ever?
Yes.
Ever.
A&W root beer. Grew up in that in Massachusetts.
But you don't fuck
A
with...
stand.
Now, do you get into, like your wife, she's known for, she's the big gulp king
Yes, it's very
of
bad.
Rhode Island, Texas, Tennessee, and Los
Chicago.
Angeles.
Chicago.
And
Chicago,
Well,
yeah.
we know that.
I'm not into that.
Joliet.
Now,
That's her
so
thing.
is soda vegetarian, vegan?
It is. It's just not good for you.
Soda's just fucked up all across the
all
board.
bad for you, yeah. It's
Unless
not
you
good.
get the Mexican Coke with the
glass
natural
bottle.
sugar.
Oh my god.
Well, now why is that good?
real
Because it's
sugar.
pure.
Yeah,
pure
they
sugar.
use real cane sugar.
So you just
Yeah.
like if you're gonna do it straight up,
Glass
right?
bottle's
Instead
so
of-
good.
Yeah, high fructose corn syrup, your body doesn't even know what to do with it.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna move on to vegetarian. We'll come back from it. Let's talk about hardcore punk,
Yeah.
hardcore punk. The correlation between Toby. This is something I know you're passionate about because before I even fucking knew you,
I know.
hardcore. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
And you grew up in New York, near CBGBs, all that, but that was
I
in your
wasn't
world.
fucking with all that
I
shit.
I know.
I was in these streets. And then before that, I was in them streets.
Exactly.
So
decent them.
So tell me, explain to me like the core. And there's been mashups, but like what was the first mashup between punk and hip hop? It was Onyx who brought that shit, right?
Probably Biohazard.
Yeah, Biohazard and Onyx did that, the Slam remix. I
And then what
I was in the
dude-
video actually.
The dudes with Public Enemy, the guy
Anthrax.
was that the first one?
That was
That's metal,
That was
though.
like metal, yeah.
I think the
Okay.
first hardcore band was probably Biohazard.
yeah.
See, but if you asked me,
Or
Anth-
what you guys did with House of Pain, Sick of It All.
I was sick of it on House of Pain was another remix. Jump Around remix was awesome.
oh right, okay,
Get
so
a
that
copy of that. It's really awesome. It's rare.
the
It's
Jump
awesome.
Around remix.
Was sick of it all.
Yeah.
It was at
awesome.
the same time when did that come out later? Or was
A
when
little bit after, yeah.
They recorded it like 10 years before it ever came out, right? Like nobody would release it.
Oh, it was hard to get released because they were both on major labels. It's hard to get to be released.
Political
It's
shit.
like a demo tape, though.
But when I learned about hardcore punk rock, the culture and even like the dress is so similar to hip hop.
So is and
The whole culture is similar.
It's similar,
so
but they don't know fucking from each other.
Yeah.
Like if the majority of people they don't know from each
I
other.
think now all the genres have definitely
Well,
matched.
now I'm
Back
talking
then-
about 20 years ago.
So
though.
back then, yeah, it's
not that I'm that old. I'm 26. But I'm saying 20. I read that
think
20.
of
it's from the streets.
The classic American hardcore band, at least East Coast, was the Bad Brains,
yeah.
right? And those guys are black,
Yep.
and that's the music that they chose to get into. You know, there's been there was a Afro punk festival in New York
Oh, right,
this
right.
summer
Yeah.
where it was all
I mean,
black.
Bad Brains inspired Living Color. They inspired so many bands.
And
you know,
that group, that movie that we saw, a band called Death, that fucking
Yeah, that's
bugged
another
me
band,
out.
too.
Did you see that movie yet, Tom?
Nah.
they were before the Bad Brains.
You got to see that.
Who was
they,
it?
A band called Death.
They
were before the
invented
Bad
punk
Brains.
rock before the Ramones.
Yeah, for the Ramones.
Straight up.
It's crazy. I knew
Straight
nothing,
up.
I knew nothing about the band. I saw the doc. I'll send you. It's crazy.
It's crazy.
But so let me break this down for you. Punk and hardcore. People say they're two separate things. I think it's the same. One's more aggressive. So when punk first came out, it was like Sex Pistols, Anarchy, fuck your parents, all the stuff like that. I thought it was great because it was aggressive. I could skate to it, but I didn't relate to the lyrics because I actually like my parents. You know what I mean? It wasn't like
But
fuck
who
everything.
says that? Punk or hardcore?
I'm saying punk was like that, like exploited.
Punk was fuck your parents?
Hardcore became more socially conscious.
So-
What's the
socially
difference between punk and hardcore?
That's what I'm saying. So
Do it in layman. Do it in hip hop terms. Tal. Is it like Tribe Called Quest and
yes.
MOP?
Dude, I consider Tribe Called Quest the H2O of hip hop. I'm not saying like that, but Tribe Called Quest and all that native tongue stuff. So it was all conscious. It was about making a difference in the world, and that's the same thing with like the
Is
hardcore.
that punk or is that hardcore? In terms of like if
I would
Tribe
say it's
Called-
punk.
if Tribe and De La were punk bands. This is what you know what I'm trying to say.
They were about positivity and unity and making the world a better place.
Okay,
right?
yes.
And then you got bands like 7 Seconds and Gorilla Biscuits and Youth of Today and these bands who were about the same thing back then. A lot of stuff was really tough and rugged from the streets, which was great. It had great lyrics and I love those bands. But then there was some other bands who were more conscious. They weren't about fuck your parents. They were like, let's go vegetarian. Let's
Like
do
who
something
were these
positive.
bands?
Youth of Today, Gorilla Biscuits,
Underdog,
and Minor
Bold.
Threat from DC. It's about straight edge. You know.
And what about what's the hardest of the hardest hardcore band where you're just like
Agnostic Front,
Cro-Mags, Madball.
Is it because
Sick
of
of
their
it all.
lyrics or just because they're just
They
the
were
way they
from the
get down?
streets.
From
They
the
grew
streets.
up in Alphabet City
Yep.
in the days in '82,
Right.
where it was wild
Right.
style. I mean, everyone
Yep.
was living in squats,
Right.
and the stories I hear from these guys,
It's incredible.
It's out of a movie.
So listen, real quick. When Gorilla Biscuits came out with an album called Start Today in 1988, did a song called Cats and Dogs, which is about vegetarianism that inspired so many people, including me and Tal. Around the same time, KRS-One came out with a song called My Philosophy, where he said no chicken, no goat, no ham. He was kicking the vegetarian thing in hip-hop too, which is really awesome. And he ended up being on the Sick of It All record in 1989, spreading the hardcore reality in
He was
89.
the
Blastmaster
intro.
KRS-One. He introduced the Sick of It All album.
He
He
What
was
was
on
it?
it.
What was it? He introduced it.
He's on their
He
album. yeah.
introduced the album.
Okay,
Yeah.
see, I'm just a dumbass. See, like I'm acting like.
KRS, there's other, like, I think Common
And I saw KRS.
Well, and Big Daddy Kane, like it was definitely like in the '80s, people were talking about eliminating
Being conscious,
certain-
everything,
But KRS was the first person.
Brand Nubian was doing that.
Yeah, they were talking about it. So I mean, I just was like, "Fuck that! I'm having Big Macs." I love you, Kane, but I'm gonna still eat some fucking
Even
pork.
KRS-One and Sick of It All played at the Marquee on 21st Street. I was there. Sick of It All, KRS-One.
Really?
amazing.
Yep.
And what year?
And Nikki D.
That's
I don't know,
amazing.
like 90, 91.
Now,
That's
we mentioned earlier Anthrax. If you now, Toby, you know how I am. I'm hip hop, jazz, soul.
Yes.
Like my ears and my
Real
palate.
R&B.
Soul. So I say soul, it covers all the R&B. If you played Anthrax, and this is no disrespect, because I know that the fucking hardcore bands are no joke, but if you played Anthrax and Sick of It All, and that's my favorite punk band, I wouldn't know the fucking difference, though.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, you would.
No, but I'm saying, like, in terms of that, you guys are on your phone. What are you guys
I'm not.
looking
I'm
at?
not. He's looking at a picture of his Kaido cheese. I'm sorry.
What did they do? They made some cheese?
No. A friend
just invented
A friend
cheese.
just texted me. One of our friends.
One of our
just
friends who were just talking about
texted
it.
a photo.
Can I buy stock in Tal Ronnen?
No,
just you.
It's not public.
Just you. I just want to buy stock in you. Like, if you go to,
Not
like,
possible.
fucking A, man. Listen, buy stock in Tal Ronnen. The motherfucker's inventing all kinds of food. He's going to change. You are. He's humble. He's Jewish. I'm Jewish. Toby's not.
He's in New York. You guys are both New Yorkers.
He's a New Yorker. I think that's it.
Any goodie baskets or anything to go before we leave?
You think maybe Talk could get paid maybe something just for the hour because he had to leave work for like an hour? Maybe we could spot him something or
Yeah,
just
No, I told you guys I wasn't paying you,
Could you
right?
maybe, like,
Just something small. Just
can you
No, but
just-
they're asking me now they want to get paid and shit.
just something small.
can you sign like
No,
one, maybe like
I feel like you don't listen enough, Dave.
I do listen to these motherfuckers. Toby, I'm not fucking paying
I
you
was
for
told
this
I'd
shit.
leave here with something.